الأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على رسول الله وآله الأطهار على رسول الله وآله الأخيار. اللهم صل على محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين. صلي وسلم وبارك على محمد وآل محمد. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We are in the months which are preparing us for the Hajj. Al-Hajju Ashhurun Ma'lumat. There are specific prescribed months in which Hajj becomes wajib and is valid to perform. In other months, Hajj cannot be performed, and that is the month of Shawwal and Dhulqada and Dhul-Hijjah. So in Dhulqada, we begin to prepare ourselves, and if we qualify because of our physical ability and because of our financial capacity and because of the logistical facilities, then Hajj becomes wajib on us as a once-in-a-lifetime transformative spiritual journey. The journey is not difficult. Majority of the Muslims in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they heard the announcement, they came to Medina and they joined the Prophet. Whatever the Prophet did, whatever the Prophet said, they just followed it. The basic core rituals of Hajj are not difficult. And complications can arise. We may face difficulties, we may forget things, we may do it wrongly, accidentally or ignorantly. Yes, then that would need a compensation. And God forbid, if it's a serious violation, then there's a penalty to be paid. In the extreme case, sometimes the Hajj can be nullified, and therefore we may need to repeat the whole process. But if we follow the basic rules and we follow the group and the volunteers who are experienced and the scholars who are available for guidance, I don't think so you should feel anxious or worried that you will not be able to perform the Hajj correctly. So the basic process begins by going to Masjid Shajara. For those of us who are planning to travel to Medina, at Masjid Shajara we enter into Ihram. We make the niyyah, we wear the gents wear the dress which is unstitched, the ladies wear the dress which is valid for Salah, and we pronounce the Talbiyah. And thereby we are in the process and in the state of high alert now, of God consciousness, of God mindfulness, that we should not commit any of those restrictions in the state of Ihram. Once we arrive at the Haram and into the city of Mecca, then there are extra prohibitions which begin to apply. And finally, having settled in the city of Mecca in our building, we then prepare to proceed to go for the tawaf of the Umrah Tamattu'. Tawaf again is not a difficult process. You make the niyyah and you just follow the crowd. Everyone there in Masjid al-Haram will be doing tawaf in a particular way. We just follow them. We make the niyyah. So even if for whatever reason you get disconnected from the rest of the group, you should not worry. The basics are very simple. You make the niyyah before Hajarul Aswad, where you will start the tawaf. Even if you don't know where it is, just ask anyone and they will guide you where the Hajarul Aswad is. With the niyyah that I am performing the tawaf, 7 rounds of Umrah Tamattu', which is part of Hajjatul Islam, Qurbatan ila Allah, to obey God's command, to seek His pleasure, to avoid His wrath. And with that niyyah, you begin. Just follow the crowd. Everybody is moving in an anti-clockwise direction. They will move with their left side of the body orientated towards the Kaaba. So, as I indicated in the previous session, anyway, then you can come here. No, you can come here. So I just want to impress upon you, it may happen that we may go as a group, we enter the Babu Salaam. Not necessarily you can enter from any bab of the masjid. Better to enter by Babul Masjid, Babu Salam. And then, so God forbid in an extreme situation you got disconnected for some reason. The group is gone and you're not there. You should know the basics that you are supposed to do. Don't waste time looking for where is the group and an hour passes away and then you get exhausted and you haven't even found them. Of course, in these days of the mobile phone, it may not be difficult to locate each other. But just in case, all you have to do is ask the guards or the cleaners in the masjid, where is the Kaaba? They will guide you and you will reach that area where the Kaaba is located. So wherever you enter, usually if you have entered by the Babu Salam, you will come somewhere in this area. What you have to do is make yourself reach on the area of the tawaf at the Hajar Aswad. Wherever you arrive, doesn't matter. You enter this tawaf area, make a dummy round meaning no niyyah of tawaf, you're just walking now. And then as you approach Hajar Aswad, you make your niyyah. In case, God forbid, you forget the details. This is tawaf for which umrah, for which hajj. I am making the tawaf, which is the duty I have towards God, qurbatan ilallah. That's enough. So basically, you know when you came here, or when you were preparing, or when you were studying, you know that you are supposed to do a tawaf for the Umrah Tamattu, which is part of Hajjatul Islam, Qurbatan ila Allah. But now in the confusion, distraction, anxiety, maybe you didn't have a proper sleep at night, you're exhausted, everybody has come, you have joined them. You're not focused. You may be forgetting things. You may be prone to make errors. Doesn't matter. It's a simple process, remember. I am performing that tawaf, which is my duty right now, qurbatan ilallah. So, just before you reach Hajarul Aswad, make sure you've made the niyyah and join the crowd. I'm not going to tell you all the details we discussed in the previous session. I'm giving you the basic survival emergency mode. This is the basic wajib. Join the crowd and move in the anti-clockwise direction till you finish round 1. And you continue like this for 7 rounds. Lakini, 2 important points. Your tawaf should not start before Hajarul Aswad. Your niyyah should be there because you are preparing now to start. But your tawaf should not start before Hajarul Aswad. Meaning that your niyyah is when I reach parallel to Hajarul Aswad, that will be my first step of the tawaf. That's your niyyah. And once you complete the 7th round, your niyyah should be, once I reach at the end of the 7th round, parallel to Hajarul Aswad, my tawaf ends. Then you can continue walking, no problem. But it's a walk, it's not tawaf anymore. It's strict. You're supposed to pray 4 rak'ah, Salatul Isha. No, I'm excited, I think I should pray more. I'll pray 4.5. No, it's strict, 7 rounds. Not 1 step more before, not 1 step more thereafter. Okay, thanks. Now the problems that can arise. So this is a very simple procedure, but there are problems that can arise. And problem number 1 is that of tahara. So the validity of the tawaf, just like for salah, it depends on being in the state of tahara, meaning you should be either in a valid ghusl, because there are some mustahab ghusls which can be performed, or you should have done wudu. And as I recommended, even if you decide to do the ghusl, make sure you also make wudu, so you're cleared. Most of the time there's no problem, but you never know, human beings can face challenges. Sometimes you reach there and you say, did I do the wudu or not? Did my wudu get broken or not? So this is where you need to be sure of your state. Simple rule. Check your past state. Are you sure or you're not sure? Are you sure you have done wudu? Shaka shaka achia. You say, I'm sure I did wudu. I've shak, ignore the shak. I am in wudu. Opposite. I am sure I didn't do the wudu because everybody was in a hurry and the bus was leaving and I jumped into the bus and I didn't do the wudu. That much I'm sure. Lakini, but inawezekana, I may have done it. So when I shakka, did you do or not? But you're sure you didn't do it. Ignore the shak that you did do it. That means you are sure you did not do it. Come out of the tawaf area, go back to the wudu area, perform your wudu and come back. So sahaba, you'll get separated. Because the group is going to go ahead with their tawaf. And you will have to walk 10-15 minutes away to the washroom to make your wudu and then come back. Another half an hour gone. Hajj has finished half of his tawaf. So you need to know what to do. Problem number 2. Make sure that your dress and your body has no najasa. The two main sources of najasa could be you went to the washroom, by mistake some drops of najasa came onto your body or on your ihram dress. No problem, wash it away. Problem is you have shak now. Yes, I visited the washroom. Sikumbuki sasa. Did I clean myself properly or no? Did some drops come out or no? Same rule. Check your previous state. Are you sure? We tabia yako nini? Ukiingia kule ndani unajisafisha vizuri. You do the proper istibra. Basi, stick to your habit, your conviction. I always generally do this. Sasa mashaka shaka sijui labda a drop came out or no. You ignore it. Unless after istibra a drop comes out where you are sure this is a najis drop. Sawa, in this particular case, the istibra did not work. Usually it should work, but in this case it did not work. Sawa, the smell or the color is there which is indicative it is a najis drop. Basi, stop, go back, clean your body and your dress and redo your wudu and come back. So this is the second problem that can arise. The third problem is, okay, now you're ready. You have made the niyyah. You are without any najasa. You have made your tahara. You are ready to go. So now as you're going, problems which can arise is in the proper manner in which you are required to make the round. So God forbid you get pushed or you get diverted. So I am walking in tawaf, I got pushed a little away from the Kaaba, but not 90 degrees away from the Kaaba. I got a little pushed away from the Kaaba. No problem, I'm still moving anti-clockwise direction. I'm just changing my lane from one lane to the other. No problem. Or no, I got pushed, I'm facing a little to the Kaaba, but I'm not facing toward the Kaaba. No problem, that doesn't break the round. What breaks the round is total 90 degrees walking away from the Kaaba. This is not tawaf. This is not around the Kaaba. This is away from the Kaaba. Or totally 90 degrees to the Kaaba. This is not around the Kaaba. Or I am facing I'm being pushed now. I'm locked in a position. What too many? They've locked me all around. I'm stuck this way. I can't move this way. Literally, they're taking me like a crab. I'm looking this way, moving that way. Hey, sister, you are a crab around the Kaaba. You're not making proper tawaf. These are rare situations. They could arise. Normally, it should not arise. What I suggest is, before you go swimming, check the water. Before you take the dive, make sure where is the deep end, where is the shallow. Usually, the crowds are less outside Maqam Ibrahim, usually, but not always. Peak times, even outside Maqam Ibrahim, it's tightly packed. But you can judge. So it depends. Sasa, we una nguvu, because remember, Unfortunately, if everybody did their tawaf in a respectful way, there would be no problem. But you'll meet people with different backgrounds. They're in a hurry. They're much stronger than you. They're much bigger than you. They come from a different culture and a different genetic background. They're strongly built people. It's their nature. When they walk, they'll just push everyone away. I call them the bulldozers. Sorry? I don't like to take names. They're bulldozers. Literally, they're walking, and you just have to give way to them. So, in a situation like that, take a break. It's not one person. It's a whole group which has come. They are literally bulldozing their way away. So you can't resist. I would suggest that somebody is pushing you, be a little resistant. Don't get pushed. But no, it's not one person. It's a train of 10 people building up into a force of 100 people pushing you. You can't resist. Sahaba, you just change your lane. Faddal, harrak ya Hajj. No problem. But sometimes you get stuck. No problem. Keep on changing your lane till you come to a place where it's easier and more freer to move. I'm not saying it will happen. It's just you need to be ready. If it happens, what to do? Don't get stuck in a situation where your tawaf now is dictated by somebody else. It becomes stressful. Unasahau. It was my first round, my second round. Oh my God. Big problem in tawaf. You make shak. Is this my first rak'ah or second rak'ah? Salah batil. Repeat. Is it my third rak'ah or fourth rak'ah? Salah is valid. Count it as the fourth rak'ah. Finish your salah. Make one rak'ah as your compensation. Salah can be saved. Tawaf can't. Any doubt about the round of the tawaf, spend a few seconds. Try to figure it out. If you can't, batil. Go all the way back. Restart. So tawaf, you have to be careful. Be focused, be calm, don't be stressed, don't be pushed, be relaxed. Otherwise, you start making mistakes. Yes, please. Take a break, yes. Okay, can you keep this question on hold? I'll come to the next discussion later on. If somebody wants to take a break, what are the different ways to take a break? Sometimes it's not you want to take a break, you're forced to take a break. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So everybody's stopping, whether you like it or not, you have to stop. That's a forced break. What do? So there are rules about in which situations you must break, which situations haram to break, which situations mustahab to break, makruh to break, and what do you do after the break? So just keep it on hold here. It's recommended, yes, between the wall of the Kaaba and Maqam Ibrahim. That's correct. So it's mustahab. You're allowed to do it outside the Maqam Ibrahim. I'm just saying for convenience sake, if you cannot handle yourself. Like I said, everybody has got... So if somebody is watching you, so you're asking how many lanes can you change? Somebody is watching you from the floor above, he's taking a video, film, a vlog, and he's going to be asked, this Hajji, was he making tawaf around the Kaaba or no? It doesn't matter whether the lane was inside Maqam Ibrahim or outside Maqam Ibrahim. Generally, a person watching you knows that you are moving in an anti-clockwise direction. No problem. So, I don't want to scare you. I just want to alert you that challenges may appear, so how to prepare for it. So coming back to the problems that can arise during the tawaf. So for example, the question that he asked, what about taking a break? And there are certain breaks which are unavoidable, which are wajib, and must be taken. Regarding breaks, it depends why you are forced to take a break. Sometimes, forget about being stopped during the tawaf on the ground floor. You can be stopped right at the entrance. New authority regulations. Some Hujjaj will be allowed to go to the ground floor, some have to go to the first floor and above. You have to, there's no escape. There may be some shortcut way you can slip by and somehow come back to the ground floor. But there are some situations where their peak hours is jam-packed. In order to regulate the crowd flow, they've kept a rule. Some of the Hujjaj should go to the first floor. Then what do? Two options. Either you wait till the crowd reduces and then you make a second try to enter if they allow you. Or second option is no, go to the first floor. Is it allowed to do tawaf from the first floor? Answer is yo. Yo means yes or no, depends on situation. No, if that first floor is above the level of the Kaaba. So making tawaf around the space above the Kaaba is not making tawaf around the Kaaba. That is not allowed. But there's one mezzanine floor where the level of that floor is somewhere mid height of Kaaba. No problem. If you make tawaf on that mezzanine floor, you'll be still considered making tawaf around the Kaaba. No problem. So you have the option. Better, of course, is to try to do it on the ground. You are prevented from doing it. No problem. You have another option. Go to the mezzanine floor. Another problem that can arise, so like I said, better to do it between the wall and the Maqam Ibrahim. Sometimes suddenly you'll find the cleaners come and they block. They want to clean this whole area. Suddenly everybody has to stop. Or suddenly everybody has to change their lane and go out. Or you literally wait. No problem, you're forced to wait. You're forced to change lane. But in the process, don't give your back to the Kaaba or face the Kaaba while moving. You can stop your niyyah of doing the tawaf, adjust your orientation, and then continue your tawaf, no problem. Another problem which can arise in the tawaf is, I am not going into the details about the doubts. The simple rules about the doubts are clear. So one example I gave was of Salah. The time of Salah has now entered. Everybody has to stop doing tawaf and everybody has to pray the daily prayers. What should you do? It's your second round, fourth round, sixth round. I just got one round to finish. 6.5. Just got half a round to finish. Samahani, they've stopped, you can't go. Half a round to completion. What do you do now? You have to stop. If you have, should you stop or should you, unaiba kidogo, unatafuta nafasi, go all the way outside lane, mpaka unafika in the shaded area, outside the tawaf area, into the masjid area. No, it's better to stop and pray. Better and to stop and pray. And pray, don't pray furada, pray jama'ah. Pray with all behind the imam. But of course the rules of praying behind the imam who may not be of your mazhab is to make your own niyyah for salah. Make the niyyah of jama'ah and recite your Fatiha and the surah and continue your jama'ah with everybody else. The moment the salah is finished, you should have mentally marked where is it that you were stopped. 1.5, 5.5, 6.5, 6 3/4. I reached Rukn Yamani, only a quarter remaining for Hajar Aswad. La ilaha illallah, la hawla wa la quwwa. See, that quarter which is remaining, After your salah, you go to a place just a little behind Rukn Yamani, make your niyyah, I'm resuming where I cut off. And then you start walking, and that's your tawaf till you reach Hajar al-Aswad, and you have completed your last quarter, the 7th round. So for salah, it's good to stop wherever you are, before the 4th round or after the 4th round, doesn't matter. Another reason for stopping. Hali yangu imeharibika. I don't feel well. I feel dizzy. I feel exhausted. I feel pain. Sawa, it's a physical emergency. You need to attend to your body before you can do a physical ibadah. No problem. Mentally mark where is it that you have decided to stop. Basically, it's good to stop at one of the landmarks, so it's easier to resume. But emergency, you cannot be predicted. It can be anywhere, it doesn't matter. Just make a mental mark. I had stopped somewhere between Rukn Shami and Rukn Yamani. I don't know exactly where, doesn't matter, but you know roughly where it was. When you are better now, you needed rest, you need to drink water, you need to take your tablets, or whatever it was, your physical emergency reason. After you are restored back to your proper stability, you go back to Rukn Shami, and then you make your niyyah. I'm resuming the tawaf from wherever it is that I was forced to stop. And you continue the remaining rounds. Nimesahau, ilikuwa round ngapi sasa? Tayari, umeshavunja kila kitu. If you doubt or you forget the number of rounds you have done, your whole tawaf is batil. You have to restart. A third reason for stopping. So one could be for salah, for example, mustahab. Another could be for an emergency. I was forced to do it. Third reason, I got a phone call. Hello? Hey, your roommate is in trouble. We need your help. You've got the keys. Mwambia subiri basi. Mina maliza na kuja. Hali yake sio nzuri. We need the keys. I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Somebody else, you are not in trouble. Somebody else is in trouble. And you can help. Is it necessary for you to stop? Yes. It's mustahab to help a needy brother, sister, whoever in faith, to help them. No problem. You're allowed to stop. Immediately go and give the keys to somebody. Lakini, here is where now you have to be careful when you come back. There is a gap of interruption or pause which is permissible during tawaf. In salah, this is not permissible. Suddenly, after Fatiha and before starting the surah, I want to take a 1 minute relaxation. No, not allowed. Continuity is necessary for salah. In tawaf, continuity, which is known as muwalat, just like wudu, there is muwalat. One wajib act after the other wajib act has to flow continuously. You just can't wash the face and the right hand and take a break. Let me have a little sandwich, little soda, then I'll come back and I'll do my left hand for wudu. No, you have broken the continuity. But in tawaf, you are allowed a break. Hey, how long a break? You know, in the old times, it's not there anymore. In the old times, between Safa and Marwa, there used to be al-bayk outside. Sasa umechoka, huna nguvu, you were half asleep yesterday night, you were just forced, your whole group of friends came for tawaf inside, you just joined them. Sasa hapa umechoka, huna nguvu tena. Every time you pass, al-bayk. To smell al-bayk, it doesn't break your tawaf. Because, let me take a break, let me have a quick dose, I come back and I'll continue. Unaruhusiwa makruh, unaruhusiwa kula chakula, unaruhusiwa kunywa maji au yoyote halal during tawaf and during sa'i. Makruh should be avoided. But no, this person claims that my sugar is low. I need to boost myself. Question, how long is the gap or the break which is permissible for rest? Just a few minutes. is permissible. 5 minutes, sawa. Unless you say, no, I'm a medical, I've taken an overdose of insulin, my sugar is low. Sawa, you need whatever number of minutes necessary for your medical condition to restore your state, and you come back. So, stopping for something mustahab, or something which is just a rest, for example, so long as the continuity is not disrupted beyond a few minutes, let's say 5 minutes or so, no problem. Come back to the place where you stopped and you resume your tawaf. So situation number one, mustahab for salah, no problem, you can do it anywhere, stop. Number two, emergency, you can do it anywhere, but if it was for emergency, then you have to be careful. You have to check whether it was the fourth round, before the fourth round, or after the fourth round. So you had a medical problem that you needed to attend to. Or the other person whom you wanted to help, he could not wait, so it turned to an emergency. In that situation, as an emergency, it's not a question of resting, it's an emergency. As an emergency, then the rule of 5 minutes will not apply, the rule of 4 will apply. The rule of 4 says that if you had to stop for emergency reasons before the fourth round, then tawaf is batil. Unless, of course, you return within the 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so. But if you stop for emergency, and obviously the nature of the emergency was that you needed more than 5-10 minutes to go away, if you stopped after the fourth round, completion of the fourth round, then no problem, mentally mark that point, go and attend to the emergency, be it for yourself or for somebody else, and come back and resume the round after the fourth round. Sometimes you say, no, it's not an emergency, it is not a mustahab act, it's not even to rest because I'm tired, I'm allowed to rest just to restore my energy if it's just for a few minutes. No, basi marudil uthi gyusha, nati man natatu, haji, man nati tatu. Yeah, manakawa nati. Sawa, Sharia allows you, no problem. But man natitatu only for 5 minutes. Man ne pacho leo. For 5 minutes, for no reason to stop, you're allowed to if the continuity is not going to be disturbed. 5 minutes, not more. Let me stop here. Is your question answered about stopping during tawaf? Yes, please. 2 questions. Yes, please. No, sa'i, if you can pause, we'll come to that. Sorry? Smelling of what? No. So smelling of food, like I said, if it's not perfume, no problem. If it's a very badly cooked food and bad smelling, make sure you keep your nose open. But no, it's good smelling food. Yeah, for good smelling food, you have to close your nose. Salah, yes. Regarding joining Salah in Jama'ah, if the Imam is located in a position such that you can go and pray behind him, no problem. That Salah of Jama'ah will be valid for you. But if the arrangement is such that you end up standing in front of him, then no, here Agha says there is ishkal, so you can't do that with the niyyah of Jama'ah. But you can do it with the niyyah of Furada, there's no problem. Okay, if you allow me, then we continue. So I said a big problem that you may face in tawaf, which you need to be prepared for, is the question of doubts and forgetfulness. Doubts and forgetfulness usually would happen if you're not prepared. But if you go prepared, so have some sort of a counter with you that reminds you which number of tawaf is it. Or have your colleague or your partner or your group, and together you keep account. So if one of you forgets or doubts, the other one will remind you. Or no, make up your own system whereby you say, round 1, I will make this zikr, La ilaha illallah. Round 2, I'll make the zikr of Allahu Akbar throughout the round. Round 3, Alhamdulillah. Whichever, you keep a system which reminds you which number of round it is. That should not be a problem. And better still, keep multiple, double or triple ways of reminding yourself so you don't end up getting confused. Sometimes problem is you are moving with others and you ask your partner, which round is it? Hey, I think it's the 6th one. And you ask this one, oh, I think it's the 5th one. Hello, 5 or 6? And then you look at yourself, I think this is the 4th one. Maskini wa Mungu. No, you keep multiple reminders so that if one method doesn't work, you reinforce the other one or the third one to remind you through dua, through zikr, through a surah. You decide beforehand that in round 1, this is the short surah I'll be reciting. Or no, keep a ring, or keep a rosary bead, or no, keep a watch. You know, roughly it takes you, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes per round. You have to time yourself. On average, it takes me, let's say, 7 minutes per round. Now, 30 minutes have passed. And I'm doubting between is it the 2nd round or 3rd round? Haiwezekani, 30 minutes, you would have done the 4th round now. So these are just indicators to help you not to get lost in your counting. But most important, all these are secondary. Most important is your mental sharpness, your memory, your focus, your presence, and your preparedness. Sometimes a situation arises where the person wants to, he's so confident and he thinks tawaf is so good and so easy to do. I want to do a mustahab tawaf. I know I'm supposed to do the wajib tawaf of Umrah Tamattu'. Can I do a mustahab tawaf? Well, the answer to that is that Hazrat Adil Sistani, Hafidhullah, may Allah protect our maraji, he says that yes, it is allowed. Lakini, only before you start the process of Umrah Tamattu', of Tawaf of Umrah Tamattu', Salat of Umrah Tamattu', Sa'i of Umrah Tamattu', and Taqsir of Umrah Tamattu'. Before that, you have entered Masjid al-Haram, go for a quick Mustahab Tawaf, and then you say, okay, now I'm going to start all the rituals of Umrah Tamattu'. You can't say, let me do Wajib Tawaf of Umrah Tamattu' and Salat of Umrah Tamattu'. Now, before I go for Sa'i, let me do a Mustahab Tawaf. No, that is not allowed. Again, there's a similar ruling that will apply for the Ihram of Hajj Tamattu', which we shall discuss later. Mustahab Tawaf, we'll discuss later because this applies more for those people who have completed their Umrah Tamattu'. Inshallah, once we are in Mecca, we'll discuss the details. The rules are a bit different for Mustahab Tawaf. There's more leniency and flexibility. So, for example, Mustahab Tawaf, you don't need to be in wudu. In Wajib Tawaf, you try to keep control, but God forbid, let's say in Tawaf your wudu is broken. Rule of 4 will apply. If your wudu is broken before the completion of fourth round, Tawaf is batil. Come out of the Tawaf area, do your wudu, come back and restart from Hajar al-Aswad. If your wudu is broken after the 4th round, Then there are two scenarios. Samahani, I call them the oops and the poops situation. Oops is, hey, accidentally it happened, you passed gas, your wudu is broken, but it's after the fourth round. No problem. Mentally mark that point. Go and do your wudu. And the secret I taught you is you don't need to go half an hour all the way to the washroom to do your wudu and then come back. Just go to a secluded area. You've got your towel. You've got your 300 meals with you. And you can do a quick wudu for yourself. Unarudi at the point where, oops, your wudu was broken. And you resume. Lakini if it was poops, you purposely did it. You could control, yet you didn't control, and you let the gas pass. Samahani. Go out to do your wudu after the fourth round. Come back, complete and repeat. Complete the remaining rounds, and then repeat a whole tawaf all over again. Where Mr. Poops, whoever. That means the validity of the mustahab tawaf doesn't depend on tahara. If I forgotten to do wudu, I came, everybody is doing tawaf, I also joined tawaf, mustahab tawaf. No problem, the tawaf is valid. Then I need to go and do wudu for the salah of the mustahab tawaf. Mustahab salah needs tahara. Mustahab tawaf doesn't need tahara. Anyway, these rules about mustahab tawaf, which are a bit more lenient, inshallah we'll discuss in a later session. There are several mustahab acts and makruh acts during tawaf. So I've noticed they are selling some books about the guide to performing Umrah. I haven't gone through it, I just saw it today. But you can even get some online or some digital version which will have mustahab du'as to be recited during the tawaf. When you come to Hajar al-Aswad, there's a dua. When you come to the door, Allahumma miskinuka bibabik fatasaddaq. I want sadaqah. I'm a miskin. I've come to your door, O Lord. Nipe sadaqah. Miskinun bibabik, faqirun bibabik, fatasaddaq alayhi bil jannah. Give me the best reward, and that is Jannah. When you reach Rukne Iraqi, when you reach, oh, they haven't kept the. There's a gargoyle here, a spout which collects rainwater and flows out. Imam alayhi salam, Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, when he would come here, he would make a dua here. Mustahab to make a dua at that point. Rukne Shami, Allahumma ya dhal manni wal tawl, inna amali da'if fada'ifhu li. At Rukn Yamani, Allahumma ya waliya al-afiyya, ya khaliq al-afiyya, ya raziq al-afiyya. There's a dua. Between Yamani and Hajar al-Aswad, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana. So at every point, there is some mustahab dua. Not necessary, you make your own dua, doesn't matter. There's so many duas which we have been taught by the Imams of the Ahlul Bayt. There are duas in the Quran. And you'll find sometimes there are other hujjaj there reciting loud duas. No problem, you can follow them. So long as there's no shirk or something haram being asked. Usually the du'as are good and Quran based. So this is mustahab during the tawaf. Makruh, you are allowed to talk. Unlike salah, you're not allowed to talk. But in ihram, you're allowed to talk of tawaf. You got a phone call, you can answer the phone call. But you're in ihram, so make sure you don't cover your ear, keep it at a distance, keep it on speaker mode. But better don't speak anything which is not zikr, which is not dua, which is not Quran. Hello, how are you? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Uko wapi sasa? وَجَعَلْنَا الْبَيْتَ مَثَابَةً لِلنَّاسِ. If you are smart, speak the Quran, or make some dua, or make some zikr. You must be tired. La hawla wa la quwwa. Make some zikr. Don't speak some worldly things. You're in tawaf. You are in the presence of the angels. Makruh to laugh. Because you are in the presence of God, you should be remembering God. Makruh to get distracted and cracking fingers, for example. Makruh to eat or drink, unless of course you're tired, it's exhausted, it's hot, you need a quick drink. You can carry your water bottle, no problem. Take a drink and drink during tawaf. You don't even have to stop. But it's makruh unless it's necessary. Makruh, just like salah, you've got the urge to relieve yourself. You want to pass wind or gas or water. And makruh, just like salah, to pray salah under pressure, makruh, not haram. Likewise, tawaf, it's makruh to pray under pressure. I'll stop here for the moment because the next wajib act is that of salat of tawaf. Any questions? Sorry? Oh yes, good question. Wudu with Zamzam water. So, one of the problems that can arise during tawaf is, let's say your wudu is broken. You are Mr. Oops and not Mr. Poops. So it unavoidably, accidentally it happened. No problem. I said one solution is to carry your own water bottle. Open your towel of ihram and do your wudu there. Because don't make a mess and make it wet and dirty for others. Let all the water, which is hardly 300 mils, let it all fall on your ihram dress. But the question is, can I use Zamzam water? So Zamzam water is placed not in the tawaf area, but in the shaded mosque area. So there are many caskets of Zamzam water. Lakini, that water is designated for drinking. They will write there, lishurb. This is for drinking. It's not for wudu. So Zamzam water is from Allah. It's not the property of those authorities who have kept it in the caskets. Lakini, it's true, it's from Allah. Nenda basi utafute, where is that well of Zamzam, and you take your own share. But they've collected it and they've brought it, and now they have the right to distribute it in the way that they feel administratively it's more clean. Otherwise, you allow everyone to do wudu there, it's going to become one mess pool of water in the tawaf area or in the mosque area. So no, water designated, Zamzam water designated for drinking, you cannot use it for. Labda unachukua chupa tupu, unaijaza, unakunywa kidogo kule, then you move a little away, maybe use it in a place. Use your drinking portion which you're planning to use it for your wudu. That is your choice. Any other question about, yeah, tawaf, yes. The question is, are we allowed to do tawaf on the mezzanine floor even if there is space on the ground floor to do tawaf? Yes, because the requirement of tawaf is it should be around the Kaaba. Better to do it on the ground floor between Maqam Ibrahim and the wall of the Kaaba. Better. Allowed to do it outside Maqam Ibrahim, no problem. Allowed to do it on the mezzanine floor, so long as it is around the Kaaba. Problem is, when the authorities block you even from going to the ground floor and the mezzanine floor, now you're stuck at the first floor. First floor is above the roof of the Kaaba. So Hajji, you are now moving around the space above the roof. You're not moving around the Kaaba. So according to some Maraji, it is allowed under special circumstances. According to Hazrat Sistani, no, this does not constitute a proper tawaf. Therefore, you have to wait till you get a chance when they'll allow you to go to the mezzanine floor or the ground floor. If no, they simply don't allow you and you're forced to do it. And the force is, basi rudi nyumbani sasa huwezi, because before tawaf you can't do salatu tawaf. Before salat tawaf you can't do sa'i. How can you go to sajda before ruku? How can you go to ruku before qiyam? You can't do sa'i, you can't do taqsir, you can't do anything. Basi, rudi nyumbani, subiri, till the crowd comes down and then you come back. You did it once, you did it twice. Time is running away. Haji is saying, we have to get ready to go to Arafah now. Basi, now time is running out. Now there is no choice. The only way to do tawaf is at first floor, which is above. No problem. Ihtiyat is you go on the first floor, above the roof of the Kaaba, do your tawaf, and appoint a delegate, a representative by niyaba, he should do tawaf for you on the ground floor if he is smart enough and strong enough to sneak through. So basically, authorities, when they don't allow ground floor or mezzanine floor, it's because of the peak crowds. But interesting is one of the years when we had gone for Hajj, I don't know if it's still there, we saw an advertisement. We can make you do Hajj in 2 days. I said, 2 days. Yeah. 9th of Zil Hijjah, day of Arafah. We'll bring you, this applies to the, let's say the CEOs or the local Saudi employees who want to do a quick holiday, 2-day Eid holiday, they're being given a Hajj option. 9th morning, we'll bring you to Mecca, make a quick Umrah, quick Tawaf, quick Salat Tawaf, quick Sa'i, quick Taqsir, your Umrah is done. Umrah at-Tamattu'. Half a day. Zohar will take you quick transport to Arafah. Zohar till Maghrib, 9th day, you are in Arafah. Day 1 over. 9th will take you to Muzdalifah, eve of Eid over. Day of Mina, come to Mina quickly. Do your stoning, give us the niyaba, we'll do the slaughtering. Shave your head, yallah, quickly come to Makkah. Do your Tawaf al-Hajj, do your Salat Tawaf al-Hajj, Sa'i. Haji, Mabruk, go. I said, wait, what about Mina? Lipa hela kidogo, pe kafara, the Mina, we will sort it out. 2 days Hajj. The point, sorry, that's not the plan we have. The point is, on the 9th of Zil Hijjah, the Kaaba is empty. Morning. But Zohar, you have to be in Arafah. So God forbid, emergency situation. You went day 1, day 2, day 3. Kila, siku, it was closed. There was no way. It was jam-packed. You were not getting chance to do tawaf. Masi, subiri. You will get a chance when the crowd will be less and be able to do your tawaf of Umrah, before you go for Arafah and Hajj. Yes, please. So, a doubt between 6th and 7th. You see, in Salah, if you have a doubt between 3 and 4, count it as 4 and finish and then compensate. Doubt between 2 and 3, doubt between 2 and 4, there are ways to compensate. Tawaf, there's no compensation. The moment a doubt enters, spend a few moments, try to recall the different indicators you have of how to remind yourself. If you fail to specify which particular round it is, your tawaf is batil. Yes, please. Okay, good question. What is the speed of movement in tawaf? So yes, the question he's asking is, what if I find a space where there is more facility to walk faster? So usually what happens is a lot of crowd is at the Hajar Aswad because people are trying to reach the Hajar Aswad. People are joining, new batches are joining. And then there's Maqam Ibrahim, people are praying there. So there's a lot of congestion here. And then there's congestion there because of the semicircular wall. But come to Rukn Shami, Rukn Yamani, this half, it's a little more relaxed, more open space. So yes, You want to move faster? You can. You want to trot? You can. You want to run? So it's makruh. It's not recommended. You can walk faster, no problem, but not run. Okay, so if you allow, let me quickly finish the Masail of the prayers. These two wajib acts, tawaf of Umrah and salat of tawaf of Umrah, they're all connected. They go together. You cannot keep a gap in between. You can keep a gap between arriving in Mecca and starting tawaf. Between completion of Salatul Tawaf and starting Sa'i, you can keep a gap of 1 hour, 2 hours, half a day, whole day, no problem. Come in the morning, do your Tawaf and Salatul Tawaf. At night, you come for Sa'i, no problem. But after completing Tawaf, no gap is allowed to go to the next wajib act, which is Salatul Tawaf. Essentially, notice the ayah of the Quran in Surah Baqarah and in Surah Hajj, that Allah has designated this house, أَعْهِدْنَا إِلَىٰ إِبْرَاهِيمَ أَنْ طَهِّرْ بَيْتِيَ لِلطَّائِفِينَ. And then in one ayah it is عَاكِفِينَ, another ayah is قَائِمِينَ وَالرُّكَّعِ السُّجُودِ. This house has been built for the purpose of tawaf, qiyam, ruku and sujood. They go together, it's one package. So the moment you complete the 7th round, take just a few moments after the completion at the Hajar al-Aswad to go towards Maqam Ibrahim, not with the niyyah of tawaf, your tawaf is over, to find a place so that you can pray Salatul Tawaf 2 rak'ah. In the Quran, in Surah Baqarah, the ayah says, وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. Your salah place should be from near Maqam Ibrahim. Where near Maqam Ibrahim? In front of it, on the left side, on the right side, or behind it? No. The fatwa is your place of salat of tawaf is behind Maqam Ibrahim. But because this is a circular space, the further you go away, the wider the space becomes where you stand. So not necessarily exactly behind, you can still be a little behind and left, a little behind and right, no problem. It's very crowded. It's not easy to immediately find space behind Maqam Ibrahim. Sometimes the tawaf, people are so many, they even start moving behind Maqam Ibrahim. So you'll have to go even further away. No problem. Usually there is a space designated for the people to pray. So go as far as the space allows you and look for a place to pray. It's not difficult to find one because whoever is going to pray, they're just going to spend 2 minutes to pray their 2 rak'ah. So you're allowed 5-10 minutes to look around for a place to pray. Go and stand near somebody. Oh, there's a problem. Can you pray near a lady? Or can the lady pray near you? In the masjid here, you're not allowed. You cannot go on the lady side and stand near a lady and pray jama'ah. Or she cannot come on the gent side. But the exception is in Masjid al-Haram. You're allowed to do tawaf together. Na mahram. My mahram should be with another na mahram. Samahani, you are no longer yule shetani. Wewe tayari umeshaambiwa lipa dola 200 au 2000 tayari. Subutu. You try to break the law. You are now like a malaika. Your passion has to be under control. Your anger. Wallahi! Well, you're in the ihram. You're not allowed to get angry. Mosquito is coming. No, you're not allowed to kill. You have to control your anger. You have to control your lust. You have to only make zikr. So, you're a different person in Masjid al-Haram. You have to be a different person, otherwise you are a criminal there. So yes, you're allowed to be next to a woman because your thoughts are with God now. No problem. So go behind Maqam Ibrahim. You're looking around the gents side, you can't find a place. Near the lady there is space, but there is limited space. So you're waiting, she finishes, so you can go and stand there. Like if you go there, in front of you another lady, on the right side another lady, on the left side another lady. You'll be surrounded by ladies, and your Hajji, the angel, wants to pray. You're allowed to? Yes, you're allowed to. You tell the Hajjiyah, harriki, harriki, haraka, haraka. 2 minutes passing. Complete your salah and give me the space. And you also finish in a very short period of time your salah. 2 rak'ah salah. I'm praying 2 rak'ah salah, salatul umrah tamattu, as part of my Umrah to Tamattu, as part of my Hajjatul Islam, qurbatan in Allah, to obey God's command, to please Him, to win His reward, to avoid His displeasure, qurbatan in Allah. Allahu Akbar. Any particular surahs? No, not wajib. Only Fatiha and any surah. First rak'ah, second rak'ah, same way. Mustahab, yes. First rak'ah, after Fatiha, Surah Qul Huwallah. Mustahab, yes. Second rak'ah, after Fatiha, Surah Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun, La A'budu Ma Ta'budun. Mustahab. And you finish the 2 rak'ah, Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is the wajib. Yes, there are mustahab acts to be done. There's something to be recited in qunut, something to recite in sajda. But the situation is such that it's crowded, congested. People want to come and pray, just like you are looking for space, they're looking for space. Keep your ibadah to the minimum and move out from there. And from a distance, then do your other mustahabbat. With that, we have completed this wajib act of Umrah Tamattu till Salah. Next is Sa'i. I'll take a pause here. Inshallah, we'll discuss that in the next session. Any questions? Yeah, so the ground floor of the tawaf area is marbled, so no problem. That's considered to be part of the earth. Marble is part of the earth, no problem. We can do such down that. So tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue with the Masael of Sa'i, and then finally Taqsir, and then we, inshallah, will have completed the basics of Umrah Tamattu'. Yes, please. Same rule applies. So if you complete your 7 rounds and you want to go and pray your Salatul Tawaf, but the prayer time has entered, everybody has stopped, everybody is now going to pray wajib prayers, no problem. You first pray the wajib prayers. This delay is excusable. And you pray your wajib prayers and then you go for Salatul Tawaf. Though, the stopping for wajib prayers is not something that will happen suddenly. It will happen gradually, slowly, all of them will start stopping and sitting and waiting for adhan, and then during that time you could have enough time if you happen to be somewhere in the area where Salatul Tawaf is valid. But no, you are stopped here near Rukn Yamani or Rukn Iraqi, not behind Maqam Ibrahim, then no, you can't pray Salatul Tawaf. Let's pray to Allah for tawfiq, that we are able to do the tawaf and to become more like angels, remembering God and getting closer to God and getting distant from the dunya and the distractions, and to pray behind Maqam Ibrahim. Maqam Ibrahim becomes our imam, and therefore we should follow Ibrahim alayhi salam in all his acts of tawheed and repudiation of shirk and the sacrifices that he made for tawheed and obedience to God, inshaAllah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.